What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. I hope y'all had a good day today. I actually didn't trade. I guess I probably haven't mentioned this, but it's not a big deal. But my wife had to go in for a pre-op appointment today. She's having a minor surgery on Monday, so that's why I've been pretty busy last few weeks. Just stuff with my wife, stuff going on with the kid, whatever. Just have not really had much time to trade or post videos, whatever else. Today's video is going to be pretty short and sweet because I don't have very much to go over. We're going to go over SPY really quick, and I've got stuff I've got to run and take care of and do. So want to crank this out. Quick review on SPY. I mean, this should have been pretty easy. I said specifically to watch. I don't remember the level. I drew it. I think it was here, right? I said to watch specifically here. Or no, it must have been here. Because it would have been the top of the circle. So I was saying, there's a good chance we get a bounce from there. Anyway, if you took the single prints or that level for calls, you did good. I mean, other than that, there were entries. One of them was here. It wasn't the prettiest. I don't know. Might have got stopped out if you took this. Let me just do worst case scenario. If you're targeting the previous day value area low and used 2-to-1, you'd be good. You wouldn't have got stopped out if you had used even a 2-to-1 risk to reward if you took this retest here. I know one of the people in my mentee group took this and they ended up getting stopped out. And we were kind of talking about things. And I understand why that person was stopped out. They were putting their stop loss based on these candles right here, the wicks right here. They went, or it actually might have been here. And then they went a little bit below that and ended up getting stopped out. And I was saying, for me, I would want my stop loss to be below these candles right here. And at least for the setup that we were looking at, because they're trading ES, you would have had to have been at 1.8 to 1 ratio to take the trade, at least for where I would want my stop loss to be. So it wouldn't be a trade that I would be looking to take. But on SPY, it looks a lot better. You can get 2-to-1 here with a pretty decent stop loss. So not bad. Hopefully you guys caught some of that or all of that or both. Anyway, it looks like we nailed the spot to grab calls, which is good. It never made it up to our put level. We can erase these single prints. And then both of the option trades that we were looking for were invalid, I guess. Well, shop was a miss, I think. So we were looking for puts below 124.80. I don't think anybody would take puts at 12.55, hoping for it to come all the way down to 123.98 in 5 minutes. So I'm not considering this a trigger, but we opened, like we sold off overnight, opened below, sold off, and then recovered and never triggered until the very end of the day. So I just have this marked as an invalid trade. Next one that we were looking at was shop, which did end up triggering. Just kind of a bummer the way they did this, but same thing. Opened, sold off a tiny bit, then bounced, or I guess, opened down here. And then we ended up breaking above the level that we were looking to get into puts and ended up crossing back below. And so this would have triggered, but it immediately bounced, came back out, blah, blah, blah. You should have been stopped out. So I have this marked as a miss. And just for transparency's sake, you can see here invalid and missed. And I'll save this. I don't think you guys are worried about me being transparent, but I'll show it just in case. You never know. I feel like in general, I'm a very transparent person. I also think for the members here on the stream, I don't really need to prove myself. I think I've proven myself over and over and over and over again. Anyway, SPY 30-minute. We're going to quickly chart this up. Tomorrow, I would recommend just not trading, but entirely up to everybody. Wednesday, we have FOMC, and it's probably just going to be a slow, choppy day tomorrow. Not a good day for trading options. If you trade futures, it's probably still a good day to avoid trading, but you're going to get at least decent moves, where on options, you probably, unless you nail the bottom and the top or whatever, you're going to get chopped out, and theta is going to destroy you. So there we go. And then TPO, I mean, you can already see we don't have a spike, so we've got single prints on the top and the bottom. If you guys would like me to pull up TPO just to confirm what I'm saying, I can. So here's your TPO. Single prints and single prints. We can draw fibs on the last 2 days. I don't really see a benefit to it, but and the reason I say that is if we look at our volume profiles, they're overlapping like barely. But I'll draw them for you guys. If this was a chart I was trading off of, I wouldn't bother. But that's just my opinion. For people in the mentorship group, just while I'm thinking about it and just while I'm live, I haven't posted any dates for this week, and I'm thinking I'll probably do Tuesday night and possibly Wednesday night, but I'm pretty sure definitely Tuesday night. I just need to get together with Romy and make sure he's available, which I'm sure he will be. And then I'll post times, or the time's going to be the same, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. But I'll post the links and all that stuff. I actually have stuff as well that I want to cover with you guys in the mentor group. I know recently we've mostly just been reviewing charts, so I actually have some stuff I want to cover. All right, so there's our SIGs. And this is why I don't really like doing it when we just have 2 days that are barely overlapping. We have just stacked SIGs up at the top here that's really just not giving us any information at all. It doesn't change anything for me, meaning if we come up to the single prints, that's where I would be interested in getting in short or getting into puts. I guess at the bottom it does change the information a little bit in that I would like to be in calls here. But again, I would just probably avoid trading tomorrow altogether. But some people are very stubborn and don't listen. Ideally, the best thing that you would want to look for is something like this up to the previous day value area high. So this would be the ideal entry. If they give it to us. Oh, and also for people that are here, I made a mistake and said that Shorty was doing a market update tonight, and he's not. He will be doing a stock scan for long-term holds tonight. So for people that are actual investors that like to actually invest money, that would be a good thing for you to attend. Anyway, I think this is what I'm interested in tomorrow. We can zoom out on SPY. I don't think it's going to tell us very much. Pretty just boring sideways day today. Decreasing volume. Yeah, it's really just not giving us much information at all. The bearish candle, right? Volume decreasing as we're approaching the 2024 value area high. It's just kind of validating what I was saying yesterday. Reject from here, right? Come to here, bounce. And then we have to see what they do from there. Hopefully, at least for my sake, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm hoping they give us something like this. But that's me. But right now, and volume's confirming what I'm seeing, which is as we're approaching a key level, volume is decreasing, right? And this is also something, that you want to pay attention to on your own trades. Like some people are like, how do you know as we're approaching like a key level, whether that's the retest you want to take for short or for puts, or if that they're going to break through it and do this? And how you know is you read Volume Price Analysis by Anna Cooling. And as we're approaching a key level, if volume is decreasing, then they're probably going to reject off that level. As you're approaching a key level, if your volume is increasing, then we're probably going to break through it, retest, and keep going, right? So that's what you want to pay attention to. Obviously not on a higher time frame like this. When you're day trading, you want to be watching, on a lower time frame, and just make sure that volume's not decreasing as you're approaching a level if you're trying to get in to go higher. If volume is decreasing as you're approaching a key level, then you're looking for a rejection to take shorts. Okay? Let's look at news really quick. But again, I don't think there's very much going on tomorrow. We're really waiting for Wednesday. Yeah, so 30 minutes after the open, Canada has their PMI. After the close, we've got some stuff, but really that's it. What we're really waiting for is this on Wednesday. So tomorrow, all the way up until 1 p.m. Eastern, it's probably going to be choppy and slow and boring, and I would avoid trading until 1 or 2 Eastern. If you're not an experienced trader, I would just avoid trading Wednesday as well. But at least Wednesday between, after 1 and 2, we'll get some volatility. We'll get some moves. All righty. Brandon, what do you mean by days where there are several gaps up and down? I don't see any gaps during the day. Pretty rare to see a gap during the trading day. Or are you talking gaps from day to day? It's pretty common. Thank you, Gigi. What's up, Dominic? How are you? What's up, Timothy? What's up, Wraith? What's up, Brandon? What's up, Dose of Glory? What's up, Sabrina? What's up, Shelly? What's up, Nora? What's up, Jack? What's up, Krista? What's up, David Ryan? I just realized something. Nora, reach out to me on Discord when you have a minute. No, when we have gaps, it doesn't really make it harder to determine direction. So we've been having just typical days over and over, or extended typical days. I don't know, for me, those are like the easiest to trade. So this is a D-shaped profile, which means we're just kind of trading in a range. This is actually a capital P, where most of the trading was up at the top. And this is another D-shaped profile where we're just kind of trading in a range. I don't know, for me, the D-shaped days are the easiest to trade. I guess you could say I love the D on trading days. Yeah. Ds are easy to trade. Actually, the Ds are the easiest days for me to trade by far. I mean, Shorty, he's covered this stuff a lot, like on his PowerPoint. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it quickly. Volume profile by Shorty. The issue is where to find. I don't know what. If you're a smart person, you'd probably just go through and pause the screen and take a screenshot on every single one of these. Or if you're really smart, you would just join Shorty's Discord and download it and learn from him. So I am looking for something important here that would answer your question if I ever find it. And here you go. If the stock opens above the value area and falls back inside the value area, this is a strong bearish signal. If the stock price opens below the value area and then rallies back inside the value area, this is a strong bullish signal. If the stock price opens above/below the value area and continues to stay above/below, this is indicative of institutional buying/selling. As a trader, you should expect the price to follow through. A good indication of trend continuation lies in observing value area placement. If a series of value areas is moving in a clear direction through time, then the new price levels are being accepted and the trend is finding acceptance. If the value areas begin to overlap or move in the opposite direction of the trend, chances are good that the trend is slowing or beginning to balance. So I'll try to explain this like on a chart type thing. If we look at our value areas, right, 30-minute chart, oops, not 30-second. And if we turn on our session volume profile, let's hide all of the drawings so things are not confusing. So this would be a clear trend where this is our value area, we gap. Our value areas are not overlapping, we gap. Our value areas are not overlapping. Here, our value areas are overlapping and we're selling down, right? This would be indicative of a reversal, right? And what we're looking at also is, so like Shorty was saying, if we open below our value area and are able to stay below it, that means that price is comfortable down here, right? If you look at something like this, like here we have a gap in our value areas, but here it's overlapping, here it's overlapping, here it's overlapping, here it's overlapping. So this looks like they're about to reverse, but then they managed to keep going. They gapped up. And again, here we're overlapping and looking like things are slowing down. So when you look at trends, I don't know, there was a really good one recently where you could see like a trend side by side where one was very bullish and one was like, looked like exhaustion. I think it's here. Let's see. Just so that you guys know, if you're trying to look back at volume profiles that are like prior to whatever the date is and you can't see them, if you just hit replay, then you'll be able to see further back. So here's a perfect example. This is a clear trend. Oh, I hate when they do that. So from here, we're sideways. We gapped up. Our value areas are not overlapping. We gapped up again. Our value areas are not overlapping. We gapped up again. Our value areas are not overlapping. And then we started consolidating. And from here, we gapped down, right? We gapped up again and then started consolidating. And then this is like, from here, we gapped down again. But then if you look at this versus this here, this is a clear trend. This, like for this day, our value areas are not overlapping, but then they start overlapping, which looks like they're going to reverse it. And I don't remember what happened after this, but it's looking like they want to reverse from here. So from here, looking like they want to start reversing, and then they started consolidating. As soon as I draw this, all my lines are going to pop back up, which is going to be annoying. But they started consolidating through here, and then again we gapped here, which looks like maybe they're going to go to another uptrend. I wish there was a way to just hide. Well, I mean, I know there is, but a convenient way to hide everything except for the drawings that you're putting on at that moment. Yeah, so, I mean, this is a pretty good example, right? Here, clear trend, little bit of a trend, and then they started consolidating. Gap down. Our value areas are pretty tight. Started consolidating again. They gapped for one day, and then they're consolidating. And then from here, we're gapping down, gapping down. This is a downtrend, right? Very clear downtrend. And then here we have this consolidation before a sell-off. We have overlapping, and it's unfortunate that it's like after the fact, but it looked like they were going to take this higher from there, which they did. And now, wow. This is So clear downtrend again, right, where we gap down. But you just have to watch from day to day. So now we're consolidating again, right? We're overlapping value areas, overlapping. It looks like they might gap down here depending on what we do from here. Yeah, so another gap down. Consolidating. They're going to reverse and go higher probably. Yep. And then, so this is another trend here, right? Gap, gap. And then pretty weird that they're reversing right there, but things have been so driven by news lately that it's kind of hard. This looks like consolidation again. And now they've gapped down again. I mean, we could go on and on doing this, but that's really... if you follow what Shorty teaches there, we're always just looking to see if they're accepting value or not, right? And so if we gap down and they go back inside the previous day value area, that's a very bullish signal. If they gap up and we go back inside the previous day value area, then that's a very bearish signal. If we're staying inside, then, you know, like if we're trading in a range where we're just staying in that same range, we're chopping sideways. Let's see. So I'm not going to read all of this, but you might want to pause and or rewatch and pause this and read it. Same thing. Pause and read. 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 Yeah, that too. And that's going to be it. Okay. Alrighty. Brandon, it's actually really cheap. So I understand what you're saying. It's not affordable for everybody. That's by design. It's not by mistake. When I say this, like, I don't want anybody to jump to any conclusions as far as what server I might be talking about or what server I might not be talking about. But I'm either an admin or a mod in pretty much every single server that I'm in. I haven't had to moderate somebody in Shorty's Discord in probably like 4 years. And I mean, other than like really minor things like that I wouldn't even consider moderation, like when Shorty's live and people accidentally have their mics on and queued up and making noise. Like I have to mute them. So I guess I'm moderating in that sense, but in general, I'm not having to like time people out or ban people or talk to people about being inappropriate or whatever. Whereas other Discords that I'm in that are less expensive, I have to do that stuff all the time. And it's wild to me as well. Like people take it personal. Like I'm like, hey, like whatever it is, like, you can't do that, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then they come at me like, oh, why are you upset? And I'm like, dude, I'm not upset. I'm enforcing the rules of the server. And they just keep going like, dude, it's like nothing. And I'm like, the person whose server it is doesn't want you doing that. And so you're going to respect the rules or I'm going to time you out. Oh, like, and people get so mad. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't care. Like me personally, I don't care because most of the rules that I'm enforcing is like language or whatever. But the person whose server it is does care. I don't care. I mean, you guys hear me cuss here on YouTube all the time. And you know, like that actually affects Like if I was worried about my revenue on YouTube, that I would never use a bad word, because there's advertisers that don't want their advertisements running on pages that use inappropriate language. As far as I'm concerned, they can kiss my ass. But if I'm moderating on somebody's Discord that doesn't want that language, then it's my responsibility as a moderator to step in when people are doing stuff that's inappropriate, you know? But me personally, I don't care. So just an FYI, if I ever have to like have a conversation with you about using some kind of language or whatever else, like I don't necessarily agree with it, but I'm enforcing the rules on the channel that I'm moderating on, and that's it. So with that said, if you guys have questions, again, I really just highly recommend you don't trade tomorrow. I'm going to screenshot this really quick and post it. And if you have questions, now would be the time. But really, tomorrow, really, honestly, is just a good day to just go touch grass, spend time with your family, whatever. The market's just going to be boring and frustrating, and I would just avoid it at all costs. Again, unless you're trading futures, there might be some decent moves. 560, yeah, easily. Yeah. And not tomorrow, but on Thursday, Wednesday, yeah, there's definitely a chance of 560 and a lot lower. So hang on one second, guys. Okay, sorry. All right. Tomorrow? Yeah, I would say there's a 0% chance. I don't know. You want to make a bet? Let me see. Rosep, there's all kinds of classes on my channel for every level, beginner to advanced. Yes. I'm trying to see. I don't know. I don't have a lot of money in my pocket, but we can make a bet that we don't see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have $248 that I'll put on SPY not seeing 560 tomorrow, if you want. Yeah, I think we're going to 508. Not tomorrow. Anyway, let me know if you want to take the bet. No way of hitting 560 tomorrow. AG is asking if my mentor's Discord is good. My mentor's a market maker. He is the most insane trader that I know. And he teaches how to trade. Are you serious, Vipard? Because I literally will. I'm not joking. But don't back out on me, because the last person that I did a bet with, it was actually hilarious. I don't really bet very often, but I could tell you the last bet I took. It was really funny. It was on Apple. And I want to say, I don't remember the price. I think it was Apple going to like 380 and 85 cents or something like that. I'll just explain it, but it was funny. Anyway, my mentor's Discord. So I don't talk about it a lot because that's not really what my YouTube channel is about. But my mentor is a market maker, and he teaches from. Anyway, he's literally the most insane trader that I know. He'll tell you like, oh, whatever, we're at this price, it's going to go to this price, and then it's going to reject, and it's going to go back down to this price. And every price that he gives hits like within like a tiny, like so close. I mean, maybe not always to the T, but a lot of times to the T. Like, he mostly trades ES. And so on ES, he'll be like, whatever, like he'll say it's going to come down and hit 560.40 and 25 cents, and it'll come down and exactly hit 560.40 and 25 cents, and then it'll bounce. Yeah, $5 isn't worth my time, bro. And actually, you don't want to bet me because I'm going to be right. So you're just wasting $5. Instead, take that $5 and invest it in something. But what's it called? Anyway, he's just literally the most insane trader that I know. And he's also a market maker, and he teaches how to trade based on what market makers are trying to hide from us. And so there's certain things they can't hide, like volume profile, order flow, and stuff like that. And so he teaches how to not, or how to learn the things that they're not able to hide from us. And that way we can kind of have a good idea of what they're trying to do in the market. And basically, like, I would call myself a good trader, and I'm fairly knowledgeable. I don't know half of what he knows, and I'm not half as good as he is as far as a trader is concerned. So definitely the person you want to be learning from if you're able to. What was I going to say? So the last bet that I did with somebody was hilarious. I don't remember the exact price, but let's just go way up here, and let's just say this is Apple, right? And he said it was going to like, whatever. Actually, let's go to Apple because it won't make sense here. And again, I don't remember the exact level, but he was saying like it's going to come to here, let's just say. And I said it can't go above 85, whatever it was, like. So he was saying whatever, it's going to go over 290 or whatever, 269 we'll say. And I was saying it can't go above 268.85. So I'm saying 15 cents below his target, it cannot break above. And I remember very distinctly that day, and he bet me an entire Ethereum, right? Which was like, I don't know, $1,300 or $1,800 at the time. And when price broke over 268.35, and I'm just using the 268 part as like some general number because I don't remember the exact number, but I remember the cents, right? So as it broke over 35 cents, he's like, oh, like it's going, blah, 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 blah. I'm right. You're going to be wrong. And I'm like, dude, I said it can't go over 85 cents. And he's like, no, you're right. I'm right. Like you owe me an Ethereum, blah, 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 blah. I don't remember exactly where it rejected, but it did something like this and dumped. And I was like, all right, bro, like time to pay up. And he just went silent, never paid me. And he was one of those people that was like very egotistical and cocky. I knew he would never succeed as a trader just based on how wild he was and like gambly and whatever and cocky. And of course, he ended up quitting the Discord. I'm sure he blew his account and gave up on trading, and I've never heard from him since. But he never paid me. But yeah, he was wrong. Um, Typically, and this isn't ego, but I don't bet a lot. And if I tell you like a price isn't going to get broken or we're going to go this direction, and again, not from a perspective of cockiness or whatever, but I have a pretty high success rate, and like it's just just like when my mentor asks like you want to bet, I would never bet against him. Obviously, sometimes he's wrong, but the odds are not in your favor. And just like with me, probably right about 80 to 85% of the time, the odds are not in your favor to bet against me. My thoughts on PLTR for tomorrow is to ignore it because it just had earnings. And anybody that gives you any thought on PLTR right now doesn't know what the hell they're talking about, because there's absolutely nothing from a technical standpoint that you can look at on a chart right after earnings and predict a move. And not only that, but tomorrow is going to be choppy and you should just avoid trading anyway. The same would apply to PLTR. So, yeah, ignore those things. All right. I mean, for me, what means an account is blown up is they lost their account, that it went to zero, or close to zero. But I mean, I guess that's subjective and up to the individual. Anyway, I got to run. I have to run out of the house pretty soon here. With that said, much love, much respect, everybody. I'm not going to do the whole outro thing because I really just don't even have time. Y'all have a good one. Again, avoid trading tomorrow unless you're trading futures. And actually, we're down slightly right now. Yeah, just slightly down. This isn't a bad short for futures traders. With that said, much love, much respect, everybody. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.